enough. He's just checking with his settler in the dark.
In the dark. Settler in the
Yeah.
dark. Dark settler. Go.
It's really out of my mind, just even to think about sending a settler like this. Make sure you can just check.
Yeah. Well, looking at this one, I'm like, it's actually quite fun because we talked about tradition versus liberty at the start. Well, looking at Fred's gameplay, I would say like tradition opener for merle would be quite viable in this situation.
Yeah. You could not predict this, definitely.
Yeah, of course not, but still, I'm like, come on.
So,
It's turn 50. If he would go tradition before Fred's gonna be able to like put any pressure on merle, it will be like turn, I don't know, 80, maybe 100 or whatever. I'm like at turn 100 with a good tradition start, you're already at artist, so I'm like, come on. It's quite strange. I gotta say that like the difference in the gameplay, basically, it's so crazy. Like sometimes at turn 100 you have like 30 science, and sometimes if you're merle just picked off Fred Scout. Like 3 units versus 2, and merle picks off Fred Scouts. Wow. Like merle is looking so strong in this game. Oh, and I'm full of fire right now. Come on.
yeah, they usually.
The funny part about merle is, I'm like, yeah, I'm a merle fan, alright? Yeah, I'm guilty, I'm a merle fan. Basically, it's, merle plays differently if he's a host or if he's not a host. Now, most of the people do not know that, but basically shift clicks work like on a wonder basis, right? So if you're player 1, your shift clicks get calculated first before player 2 and so on and so forth. So basically when you're playing as a host, you could play a little bit differently, because if you expect shift clicks, you can block them off with your shift clicks, because your shift clicks gonna cancel the player 2 shift clicks. Now, merle knows that and actually can use that well. There's like, I don't know, maybe 2 players that I know that actually can use shift clicks correctly, depending if they're host or they're player 2 in the map. And merle definitely can do it. And as we can see, he already picked 2 units thanks to that, and 1 unit basically having a disadvantage in unit count. There was like 2 scouts versus a warrior, 2 scouts and a warrior versus a warrior and a scout. And merle still picks off a scout. No problem. 2v3, no problem. Fred is an imposter, Carxian.
Yeah, 1 point for Nick Christie. Yeah, it's not so easy. Also, when you play just a regular game, or when you play for $1,000, it can make people make mistakes as well. And also, I know that Fred fears Merle, so I think he was quite was impressed by him even before start of the game. So you can have bad games.
Yes, Felix, shift clicks are allowed.
Yeah. I can assure you that no matter how bad Predator tier, he's a top player.
Yeah, exactly. 3 units of merle just controlling the mid, though that warrior is sneaking in there from Fred. But still no real scouting information on Fred's side. And finally he's 0 happiness. Alright. What's the answer for that? More settlers. I wonder if he's got avoid growth and off growth, or he's just gonna grow right now.
I think Fredo doesn't like happiness. Definitely, he
doesn't like happiness. Okay.
Yeah, I can see. First time in a game, he's positive and he's building.
This is a good city, by the way. Like 2 luxuries in that city, with a monument, no problem to get the gems there. So that's gonna be a cool city. Well, I'm feeling like the window of opportunity for merle is a little bit starting to close, I gotta say.
Yeah, Fred is getting started now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Fred is getting back in the game, though he still has no science. I think we're gonna see a lot of spearmans. Look at that, he's making 2 spearmans right now.
Yeah, it's just a detail, you know. Science is overrated.
Yeah, science is overrated. Who cares about science where you can slam spears into the cities? Infinite spears. Hey, Born Larsen. Okay, Born is saying that you're hard to hear.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of...
yeah.
You're talking very, very silently, huh?
I don't think so. I'm just talking normally. But I think my headset is really bad. Actually, last time when I was doing some shopping, I was thinking of replacing this. I guess I should have.
It's actually quite strange for me because, well, we could... can I somehow fix this? Let me see.
Do you hear me well, or just
Well, yeah, I hear you well, but I do have my speakers quite high, and the difference in the sound output between me and you is a little bit. So if people watching will gonna put the volume a little bit too high, they will hear me like shouting, and you know, like talk normally. So maybe I could switch that around a little bit, but I don't have an idea how. I already put you on Skype like totally up. There's no more settings that I could actually switch around in here. Unless there's... let's see, the volume of Skype. Skype... Nope. Sadly, I cannot change anything. -5 happiness, alright. So things are getting back to standard for Mr. Fred. 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's already on how many cities? 4, 5, 6, plus 7, and an 8 settler going somewhere to the front. Well, I gotta say that since Merle is not really doing too much right now, he still did not check gold. And like Fred is like, I don't care about your gold, Merle. No problem. I got spearmans. No problem. Like, this is quite funny part. I gotta say that it's quite fun. I mean, like, because it's unique. Okay, 2 research past Trevita. What does that mean? What did the Merle just write, Grim?
Just a second, I'm checking my mic settings. If I can increase something or whatever. No, it's already maximum. Can't go higher. He's teasing him about his science. He's saying, you're not going so fast.
Yeah, but I gotta say one thing though. Now, I think Merle is actually making a mistake right now because he gives Fred time to fix all his problems, basically. Now, the option for Merle right now, I mean, like, it's turn 56. If he wants to have an advantage, well, if he allows basically Fred to build up cities, like multiple cities, it seems like Fred has covered almost all his half of the map. He's going for another settler now. Merle, we can only see 2 cities, but those 2 cities are basically like 2/3 of his half of the map. So, and there's nothing in the north. So all of his cities in the back right now. So maybe he has like a science advantage, maybe same hammers at the moment, but eventually all Fred's cities gonna kick in. The religion's gonna kick in, the building's gonna kick in. Well, buildings, what am I talking about? Fred has no buildings whatsoever. So, okay, building's not gonna kick in, but the religion's gonna kick in. And he's gonna just start producing units. So, the moment when Merle could slow down Fred, is gone. So now it's going to be share hammers. So Fred can go into very disadvantageous trade-offs and other stuff. He's already leading theoretically by 1 hammer, and he's unhappy, which means he already has at least 5, 6, or even 7 hammer advantage. And and he did not stop settling yet. He's going to settle more. And he has no religion yet, so if he will be able to fix his happiness, though he's not going to have colosseums, but if he gets religion and start pumping out pagodas, or something like that, he could fix that. There's still whales for the taking. There's still cotton and still gems. So those three luxuries gonna fix his happiness, plus the religion. He can start growing in like 10 turns. And after that, if Merle is not gonna like try to counter them and plant more cities, he's gonna get crushed.
Yeah.
Basically. So it's not looking that. Actually, I think Merle is making a mistake. He feels too comfortable right now in his position. Maybe that's Fred's tactic. He likes get into this game. Okay, I've got a tactic for this game. Let's go like minus 22G and let's make Merle feel that like I'm super weak so he can feel comfortable. Spearmen. I'm like, there's gonna be like 7 spearmen on the map soon. And the funny part is, I'm like, Merle should know of 7, what I'm thinking, 9 spearmen on the map. In 2 turns, there's gonna be 9 Fred's spearmen on the map. Now, he's not checking demographics that often, but with 9 spearmen, he could take city, really. If, like, Merle is not producing troops, he could take city. But, of course, there's no frontal city for the taking yet. I'm like, but Vladivostok, no problem. 9 spearmen, get in there. I hope this is an aberration than the new norm, Mr. World. Yeah. You're losing because of the audio video. I was thinking about the game. No, I'm not losing any frames though. So I hope it's only not me. Okay. Okay, I did miss a couple of comments. Minus 25G, no problem. He's never gonna finish calendar, most probably. Well, I'm kind of like well, I've got as I said, I'm a huge Merle fan now. To understand why I'm a huge fan of Merle, because when I was starting to play Civ, I was starting to play in vanilla basically, and I was starting to play in vanilla, and like the only thing that I knew basically that I played at the start, the first thing that I found about community was Civ Players League. Now, Civ Players League like duels, teamers, cetons, and stuff like that, but mostly duels and teamers. And now, of course, it was quite hard to find people to play with, that people who wanted to play. It was like, it was vanilla times, like late vanilla times, so all the people already knew most of the stuff when they played, so like they had like super high score on Civ Players League, and they didn't want to play with new people because they was afraid that if they're gonna lose like tons of points, like 200 points or something like that, and they're gonna drop down right from the like top 10 or something like that. And now it was quite hard to find people to play with, good people to play with. Now, I've been coached at the start by a player named KM. So he coached me a lot in teamers, basically. He was not afraid to take me into a teamer like that, to explain stuff, how it works and all this stuff. So a big shout out to KM. Actually, on Civ Fanatics, there's a lot of forums that he made like a couple of guys there, if I believe correctly. So he coached me, and I got better at the game. So I was, of course, looking for duels. I was trying to win a bit, but still, like, I was nowhere close to, like, ranking, on top of the ranking. So, but I was able to beat good players, you could say, like, from the rank, but there still was, like, somebody who was higher and higher and higher. And I believe, like, Tommy and he was first at that moment, and Merle was second, or the other way around. Now, the difference between those two players is that Merle is actually a cool guy. He's not afraid. He's like, okay, let's have a cool game, and let's play. And he started to play with me. So I learned so much. I learned so much about the game from Merle. He's just a super kind person. Not only he's a very skilled player, but he's just so super kind person, especially to me when I was starting to play Civ. That's just like, I'm a huge fan of him, basically. It's just, that's just why is that? So I'm a huge fan of Merle. Yes, I would love him to. No, I tried to.
Yeah, that's really true what you were telling about. And you know,
I don't know if you just watch it, but merle just missed. I mean, he could snatch the settler from Fred. Not like it matters too much, but he could.
You know, the
Oh,
guy you was talking about, the guy who was teaching you, coaching you, KM.
yeah, yeah.
I played so many duels with him. You know, we played constantly. Yeah. He's a really good player and decent guy, quite decent guy. Never bad mannered, you know, always cool, fun games.
Yeah, exactly. KM is awesome. Yeah, yes, I'm a fanboy of Merle. Go, Merle, go! Kill this evil Fred. No, I gotta say now.
Merle is your teacher, your
Yeah, exactly. My mentor, my master, my sensei. But anyways, it's not looking cool from Merle's side. Now, Merle did let Fred sneak in a warrior. If Fred would be fast, if he could fast click right now, he could even snatch the worker. I believe he pillaged the horses right now. He's gonna pillage the road, the connection, and he's gonna take out the worker. Now, of course, those two units from Merle, I don't know, it's feels like Merle fell asleep a little bit right now. I'm like, he just he left, look at that, army discrepancy, 20k, spearmans. Hello, spearmans. 20k worth of spears, but he left those two units to die. It looks like for 10 turns or 15 turns, Merle just step off the PC, let AI play, and I don't know if he's back yet. He's not even moving the worker. Look at that. Fred could snatch this worker this turn. Should be able to snatch this worker this turn. There's a road there. Nah, okay, never mind. It's okay. It's Rostov land, so he's gonna lose one movement to get down. Or am I wrong? I think he could snatch the worker this turn even. I love Merle tattoo. Yes, 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 yes. Grim Stripper. Go away. Go away. You can talk, you know?
Yeah, but nobody hears me, so only you hear me, so.
No, they can hear you too, you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody who's got headphones, they can hear you. But yeah, don't use. I don't want to put those games in, adult mode on YouTube later on. I gotta say right now, if Fred would be he could kill Merle right now. Okay? He's got 9 spearmans, and he's got another wave of spearmans going. He's got pyramids. He could build the roads all the way to Merle land, and Merle would not have the units to kill those spearmans off fast enough, because they would be getting in there over and over and over again. It's 25 hammer discrepancy. The map is filled with spearmans, and he's just making more spearmans. He doesn't care about science whatsoever ever right now. He's just making spearman after a spearman after a spearman. 40 turns without any tech whatsoever. But surprisingly, it's working. As I said, Merle did pass that moment that he could do something, I think. Now, I do say that Fred is in good shape right now. It looks like in a good shape. The only thing that Merle which could save Merle right now is if he could get crossbows. But I still don't know what's his gold income and how much science it is, because Fred is alright, I really don't care about demographics anymore, because there's nothing I can really switch around my gameplay. I have no gold, so I cannot switch text to adapt. I cannot get text to get happiness, so what's the point of checking demographics? I can only build spearmen and warriors. It's I gotta say, it's a brute, no-brainer civ from Fred's side now, right now. Just, build cities and, build units. And since he has no tech, he's just building the units he can build. And it's spearmen and warriors. You should just add scouts to the mix to just give more targets to shoot, basically.
This is a totally crazy game. I haven't seen this. I never
It's quite
saw
fun. It's quite fine, though. I gotta say that, the blame... Alright, Merle just planted Frontal City right now. On his old faithful. That's a little bit too late, in my opinion. Look at that. Fred is starting to control the map basically right now. It's like he's got so many units, and spearmen are quite hard to take. I'm like, it takes 4 chariots to take a spearman down. So, I mean, like, Fred has no chariots, that's true, but merle would need to get 4 chariot shots to kill a spearman. And if there's like tons of more spearmen in the back, I'm like, spearmen could possibly even one-shot chariots with flanking bonus. So it's like, it's kind of interesting setup in here. Alright, religion for Fred. What he's gonna pick. Of course, gold probably, +2 gold. He should fix his science a little bit. And pagodas? No. Shrine happiness. I don't like this idea about shrine happiness. I think it's a huge mistake right now on his side. He should take pagodas. He's never gonna get shrine happiness. Now, he's gonna get +1 happy from his capital, maybe, but that's about it.
Well, short term is better. It's better than pagodas. You know, pagodas take too much time to build per city. While
yeah, but
you can get shrines in 5 turns.
Yeah, okay, but for shrine happiness to work, you need to have population 3 and 3 followers. So you kind of need even a 4 pop city or a huge religion advantage. Though in this situation, I'm like, Fred's never gonna get to a point where his city's gonna have 3 pop and 3 followers.
Considering 9 unhappy and
yeah. So basically, a pagoda is in 15 turns, right? And the next one is even faster and faster and faster, and he can build up shrines. I think for the first pick, he could pick pagodas. It would give him more happiness and more culture, much faster, and also more fate right now, instead of shrine happiness. So I don't agree with that choice, but yeah, but merle has no religion whatsoever right now. And finally, chariots in here. And like, look at that, like Khabarovsk. If he could get more spearmen in there, like, he should get more spearmen there. Get that spearman.
Is really bad city.
Yeah, I'm like, Fred should just get that settler back right now. Like, pull him back. Don't care about that settler. You're not gonna plant it. Get that spearman on here on the hill. Get the spearmen in the south of Khabarovsk in here, and with those 3 spearmen, he can take Khabarovsk easily, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's unsafe terrain. There is nothing around jungle. He cannot defend with chariots because of the jungle.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Merle, what's going to you? Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Merle, please.
I don't know if he's still active. I haven't played with him for a long time.
Well, you could say from the early game that he's quite active. I'm like, I don't know if it's just I don't know, maybe he just, I'm like, he has the fast clicks. He had a very solid start of the game. It feels like maybe he did not have enough practice on mirror map. For example, I didn't have practice on mirror map as well. That's something new for me. And it changes the strategies whatsoever. You're used to playing on plain skirmish map. I'm like, there was rarely like maybe 5% of the games where you have actually like a free space that you could attack with chariots. And like in here on the mirror map script, there's like almost every single game you could like go chariots only, and you don't need anything else. So that kind of changes that. I'll look at that. Even he's like, Fred is like moving a settler without protection in front of Merle scouts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like, feels like, I don't know, Merle is losing focus or something right now in here.
I don't know. I just remember him much better. But I didn't play it for a long time.
This is quite strange. Yeah, look at that. He's just gonna slam spearmen. He's got such a huge... Oh, okay. Okay, I take away. Fine, you're looking at Khabarovsk saving units. But Fred is just going for the gems in the north. Really? He's gonna like settle on Merle's gems. That will be hilarious. And like, yeah, Merle, this is my land. Go away. But this is a correct idea. Now look at that. Fred is just like, he's got the hammer lead. He has nothing else to do. He's got no science. No nothing, basically. Like, what is he even gonna pick I would pick, I don't know, a general or great prophet right now from Liberty. Because nothing else is gonna be, like, helpful. As I said, like, Fred did like downgrade his Civ game right now to doing just one thing, like getting the religion, basically getting cities when he's like I don't know -6 happiness, and just spamming troops. And since he has not too many troops to choose from, he's like stuck on 3 units that he can produce. So it's like wow. All right, he's gonna get pagodas. He should get pagodas. Yeah, pagodes. How do you pronounce that?
Pagode. In French, you never pronounce the last letter. So in this case, it's S, but since the previous letter is E, you don't pronounce it either. It's just for player, it's S. So, yeah.
It's just complicated.
Strange
Too
language.
complicated. Too complicated for me. Sorry. So right, so he picked pagodas finally. So I I assume, but general would not be helpful since he cannot plant a frontal city to like have a use of general. But he's just making more spearmans and spearmans. Basically, Fred can, I probably at this point of the game, he's like thinking, okay, as I said, he like dampened down this like at least 60 turns of his Civ game to just spamming spearmans. He's gonna spam spearmans and he's gonna trade them favorably or not with merle until his religion's gonna kick in. Because as soon as the pagoda's gonna kick in, the road connections between cities gonna kick in. So the cities will finally be able to grow because he's got the infrastructure there. He's got the shrines, he's got the granary. Okay, that's not too much of infrastructure, but he's just not having tech to get anything else. But when the religion is gonna kick in, the city's gonna start growing. And this will just start to give him a huge advantage over Merle because he's not planning more cities. So, it's kinda very strange game. Like, very strange game. Very strange situation in here. So the spearman is called Lancier. Lancier or Lancier? Or what? How it's pronounced? Lancier?
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't pronounce
French.
the R again.
French. The funny part though is, there's composite. Now, I don't like this, that Merle is making composites. I don't like this idea. Yes, I know he's...
Low army chariots are better, yeah, but they're spearmen.
Yes, he's going against spearmen, that's true, but, well, look at that, it's 26 versus 42k. Of course, spearmen counts for more, in the army score, but still, I'm like, chariots, look at that, this is like, I don't want to envy Tony too much, but this is like a perfect Tony situation. The melee unit that he's using and he's very happy to use are scouts. He loves scouts. And I gotta agree, this is a very good idea now. From hammer-wise and an economy perspective, it's so much better to get a scout as a melee blocker unit like those that meat shields that just absorb damage. They can take 2 or 3 hits even sometimes. A scout, okay? 2-3 hits. It's almost the same as like a chariot or a composite. So you keep scouts in front and you get chariot archers in the back. Now, scouts are cheaper than, let's say, spearmen and warriors, definitely cheaper, so much more cost effective, and chariots are much cheaper than composites. And since this is Russia, you can spam a lot of chariots. So yeah. I would say that Merle army composition is, if he's starting to gonna make composites, he puts himself at a disadvantage right now. He should he's behind in hammers, so he should make chariots. If he's not intending to, well, unless he's hoping for his super extra skills at fighting, basically. That he's gonna, get trades 2 units for 1 or something like that. Because he would need that.
What's really strange is that he's at -40 gold and not losing any units.
Yeah, but this is basically how the Civ works. Sometimes you get -3, -5, -6 gold and you lose a unit every single turn.
Yeah,
and sometimes for a whole duration of the game you're -42, -32, And you don't lose a single unit from gold. None. Zero.
Yeah, this game needs some patching, you know.
Ah, some? Tell me. Some patching.
For starters, they should improve the observer system, you know, so you can
Yeah,
finally
that's
stream
true.
games correctly.
Why Fred is looking, I'm like, why Fred is playing on such a low resolution? I can't even see how many horses he has.
Yeah,
Damn.
I think just because of the reducing the size of the video or something like that.
Mm.
I don't think he plays on this. He just set up stream like this, you know, not stream but
Okay.
recording device.
Nah, he has to play like this, I think.
Maybe if he's on his laptop, then yeah, that's possible.
Alright. Look at that. I mean, like, Fred could, like, he seriously just could crush. He's got 11 hammers advantage. Golden Age, okay, but still, like, he has a hammer advantage right now. He could just slam those spearmen into units there. And do some damage. Now he's giving Merle time to wake up, finally. Wake up, Merle. Go, go. Time to win the game.
It's a very strange game.
Yeah, very. Very, very. Now, I also do not understand one thing, though. Why Fred is not making roads?
Yeah, I was thinking about this a long time ago. I mean, it's happiness. It's very important.
Yeah, exactly. That's like, how many happiness? That's 7 happiness for him.
Yeah.
They would almost fix his problem, not mentioning, like, getting just a tiny little bit of gold, but still. Like, where's the roads?
Minus 40 anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, exactly, who cares? Like, get those roads there. Like, even to get the units faster, where's the roads? What is he doing?
There's the trickiest part when you play this kind of duels. It's actually managing, switching between your economy and war successfully.
Yeah.
The timing is so important. Some small things decide everything, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Especially since they changed the economy in the game. They added caravans, but they removed the gold from river tiles and everything. So they changed completely the game.
That's true. Balka just said on Twitch that he doesn't have the wheel, so no roads.
Oh my god, he doesn't have the wheel. Oh,
yeah, that's actually true. Hey, Harvius, where's my body? My body is here. See? It's a head with no body.
He doesn't have a chariot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's crazy. What the hell? Like, come on. It's super strange. Failfish. Yeah, Zerg Spearman. So, yeah, as I said, he's just dumping down Sif to, like, spamming spearmans. Spearmans. He's just gonna spam spearmans. But there's literally nothing else he can do at this stage of the game. Nothing. He's just spamming spearmans. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of spearmens, actually. But he should just slam them into Merle, really. In my opinion, he could just slam into Merle right now. Build roads. Build roads. What am I saying? No roads. Wheel. Oh, damn, Fred, you make this so hard to commentate. It's turn 68 and you have no roads. Oh, bloody hell. It's just hilarious. I gotta admit that. It's just hilarious. But anyways, he could definitely slam those units into Merle right now. Like, look at it. 20k army discrepancy. That's a lot. Like, and there's like, spearmans actually do a lot of damage into units, so I don't see a reason why he's not trying to do something with those spearmans.
Yeah, especially if you play smart with them and always use your flanking bonuses, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
If I take some damage, then switch spearmen
Well,
for the ones who you and hit, and, you know, stuff like that.
Well, basically the problem is right now, like, if Fred's not gonna try to do something, there is a, like, window of opportunity for Merle right now. Merle knows what's cooking. I'm like, he doesn't see a single shooting unit. So he knows there's no chariots, no composites. There's like a sea of spearmen basically against him. So now he has a window of opportunity if he can build enough troops right now, and he's kind of forced to build up troops. So if he can like get a critical mass of shooting and range units that will just pick away the spearmen without losing too much, he can push into Fred without any problems. Because Fred's religion is gonna kick in, and he's gonna get the gold back in like, I don't know, maybe 30 turns or so. Before the religion will spread, it would need to take all the map basically to finally be positive on gold. He's in a golden age, and there's no gold tiles on this map whatsoever. There's no way he can keep up with the gold. Unless, I have no idea what could happen basically. But merle needs to use that time. He's got at least, I don't know, 20 or 30 turns to do something. If he's gonna fail to do something in the nearest 30 turns, he's gonna lose. That's just simple as that. He's not expanding right now even. He has no more cities. Yeah, there's just composites and chariots in here. At least he has roads, so that's kinda cool. Yeah, no gold tiles whatsoever. There's like a silver, a cotton, and that's about it. Yeah, and of course the whales and crabs, and that's about it. Well, seems like Fred is trying. Well, if they are playing with shift clicks, I'm like, attacking with melee units should be so easy. I don't know why he's so reluctant to do so. I'm like, shift clicks, 2 wave of spearmen, and bam, bam, bam. Hero spearman.
Fred is redefining the tactics.
Yeah, but he's like now that there was a free kill for merle without any purpose whatsoever.
Yeah.
See, look at that, scouts. I mean, like, I gotta say that scouts are a terrific unit. I'm like, if you're gonna fight Tony, remember Tony loves scouts.
Yeah,
look,
I know.
you know, yeah. Look at that fodder unit. 2 spearmen to actually be able to kill that 1 scout, and now he's gonna lose probably another spearman for that. So, yeah, spearman going down. Yeah, there's a lot of composites. So merle is reaching that. Yeah, he's got a lot of shooting units. This is like a melee units versus shooting units right now. If anybody would like to make an experiment and put spearmen against composites and chariots, well, now's your chance.
Merle exchange. At the end, they had some exchange, and Merle says, "You like spearmen?" Feder said, "Oh, it's crisis." And Merle said, "It's 2015 and still there." And then Merle said at the end, "Oh, it's 300, Spartan."
Yeah.
He's almost there, 300 spearmen.
Oh, wow. Well, it's too late now. Now, Fred should back up right now. He can't do anything in here with this amount of spearmen. That's too late. He should, as soon as he got to Khabarovsk with those first 6 spearmen, he should take that city. Now it's too late. This is over. This is over. When he pushed that spearman in here, and this city was defenseless, as soon as he was planted, now it's over. This is gone. Oh, yeah. He's gonna get 1 chariot, but this is over. A chariot for a spearman is not a good trade-off. Yeah, exactly. No roads to reinforce, no nothing.
Yeah. No, it's a bit too late. He has 3 moves over the jungle. There was nothing there. Yeah.
Well, now it's time for Mr. Merle to push. He can actually pick off all the spearmen in here in the retreat. No problem.
Yeah. Fight terrain.
Yeah, exactly. 50k to 35k. And 60 hammers into 54. The food discrepancy is huge. 55 to 32. And science, Merle has science. 70%. He's got libraries. Okay?
I don't understand why Fredo is not checking diplomacy skill at all. Nothing.
Yeah. He doesn't care about the goal. Well, as I said, like, I don't know, half an hour ago, he doesn't care. Because that will not change his approach at all. as I had, he can't do anything. The only thing that he can do is like produce spearmen, scouts or warriors, and just try to fight as best with them. It's like an arcade game for him right now. Like get spearmen and like try to move them into right spots. That's it. He can't make roads. He can't make improvements. He can make farms, mines, spearmen, warriors, and scouts. And maybe settlers, but he has no happiness for it. So that's it. He can't do anything more. Like arcade game. Tetris. The craziness.
Yeah, it's a really strange game. He actually killed himself by making so many workers too early and building cities where he built them with no luxury and just production. So.
Well, minus 50 GPT Nick is not in any way concerned with barbs, though. Okay, another spearman down, and another is gonna go down, most probably. Yeah, this is over. He missed his spot right now, so Fredo's gonna be in retreat. Now, I wonder if he can produce enough spearmen to block off Merle before he can actually get something that can shoot. If he's not gonna be able to get something that can shoot, he should die. I'm like mathematically he should just die.
Two more turns for Golden Age.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop down to minus 60G or something like that. Now, there is one good thing, though, about this. Right now, what's happening. Now, you know, we talked about it earlier on that Merle is kinda, like, getting his economy up. Now, because he's pushing back Fred, I imagine Merle is thinking, okay, Fred's got only spearmen. Now, I'm pushing his troops back. So, I'm gonna build more troops to try to kill him. And that kind of works in favor for Fred right now. Because if Merle is gonna... Well, I don't see the gold, though. But I would imagine that Merle's gold is also quite terrible. And, well, not that terrible as Fred. But I don't know if he's still making signs. Now, if he's gonna push before crossbows, he's gonna lose the advantage he will work out in the early game. And this is kind of working in a favorable way for Fred right now, because if he can still try to defend with spearmen at some point. If Merle would have crossbows, and he should have crossbows, because there was no area aggression, then he would just crush spearmen and whatever would came from Fred's cities right now. But if he's gonna try to push into this, I don't think that's a good idea. How much GNP? Yeah, Merle's got 19 GNP, so that's not really that much more, concerning that he's forced to build up army right now.
Yeah, now he's not gaining much, but I would imagine if Merle didn't fight earlier, then in his place I would just rush for a market, you know, because after markets you can allow yourself to, because he has cities level 5, maybe level 6, level 4, you know, then markets are actually worth something.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So he can, after that he can afford a war, but before that he will be in the same situation with Fredo, but
Yeah.
a bit more advanced, but he will be blocked.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, that it's like, though, like he should, I don't know, I have like a feeling that he should still defend. If he has science, he should defend.
Yeah, that was my comment earlier, you know, I would consider that I have an advantage and that I will get to crossbows earlier and I will get Machu Picchu, of course, and that gives you really good chance to win, you know. Once you start fighting, you get those 2 gold per trade route and everything. So overall, those are good bonuses.
I'm just wondering how much happiness Merle has. I believe is also a little bit unhappy. We're gonna see a combat bonus maybe. The fighting is over basically, so I will not see how much penalty Merle has, if he has a penalty at all. Golden Age ended. Minus 42G. So actually it improved. What did he do? He's getting more... okay, the religion is starting to spread. Alright. Yeah, so the window for Merle is sort of closing right now. Sort of. A little bit.
He's bending units also.
Yeah. 16G. Well, you can do it this way, but he would need to spend a lot of units per turn.
Yeah. But he's getting decent gold out of it. He's now on 43 gold. So,
Yeah.
Calendar
Well,
return.
he's finally using his brain. He should do that like ages ago. He's got tons of spearmen.
There are a few games where I did that. So you just build barracks or something and you disband them constantly. Oh, I mean, sell them. And,
yeah. He just bought off himself 3 turns of science at least. That's quite neat.
Yeah. You will get calendar.
Yeah. Finally, stoneworks and cotton. Yeah. Finally. 12G. Turn 72. Yeah. It is true core. It took Fred around 52 turns to figure that out that he could do that. But it's okay. It's okay. It could work now. His religion is, well, finally spreading. No, so, but now, actually, I'm looking at this, what Fred's doing. I'm leaning towards that merle should attack right now. If Fred's gonna keep disbanding units, I'm like, if merle could, like, get that critical mass, he could push through that. But there's a lot of spearmen to be killed first.
The problem is that merle doesn't know that he's disbanding and producing constantly, so, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to notice that.
Yeah.
Especially that he could take that into account of healing units or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you, Nick. Thank you for being here. Anyways. Normal game, Saturday, 10 p.m. GMT +1. Hey, kitty. Well, I gotta say that there's absolutely nothing going on in Fred's land. Oh, finally he checked up. Okay, Merle's on 5 cities. That's not good. That's not good. As I said, like, when religion's gonna kick in, and he's finally gonna get a couple of techs with this disband technique, with the disbanding technique, basically, then Fred's gonna be in good shape. I'm kind of surprised that the city's actually going to grow in one turn. Some of those cities going to grow.
I was just looking at this. It was actually so long, and they were growing for like 50 turns. Finally, they get one population.
Yeah. Merle is leading at hammers right now, but it's as soon as those cities are going to start growing, it's going to be over with the hammer advantage. I wonder if he's actually picked the avoid growth in his cities, hopefully. Would be a shame to fall into... Yeah, damn it, Fred! How... Oh, look at that. What a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake on Fred's parts.
What did he do?
He left Orenburg and his capital without avoid growth, and both of those cities grew. And he has no way to reduce the happiness. No way. He can only starve the city, and he should starve the city. If Merle can notice that, that's 20% penalty right now. It's a perfect time for Fred to look at that army discrepancy, only 5k. So Merle is actually trying to push into that. Wow. That's mistake on Fred's part. That's mistake on Fred's part.
Yeah.
Still selling units. Well, next turn at least he can start improving the cotton. So in 2 turns he's going to fix the happiness to -6. But that's about it. How did he get positive Bickers, Phoenix? He started to disband units. And get gold off of that. And religion is spreading also. He already has 1, 2, 3. All of his cities are with his religion. So that's 5, 10G. That's 16G from religion already. So that's kind of a lot. So
yeah,
He's getting there right now. He's starting to kick in there. In 3 turns, he's gonna get his first pagoda also. So that's +2 happiness. Pagoda and capital most probably. Cotton. So that's gonna be only -4 happiness. Then stoneworks, at least in 2 cities if I believe correctly. So that's only -2. And with his technique, he can get to wheel. And as soon as he gets connection to the cities, almost all the cities can grow to population 3. Especially with the religion going to kick in slowly. So, if Merle can't beat him, like, now, in the nearest 20 turns, Merle is gonna lose. Simple as that. And it seems like Merle knows that, and he's going to push forward. Look at that. He's preparing the roads there, and he's gonna slowly start to advance. But there's a lot of spearmen to kill. And actually a lot of cities to kill too. Yep, turn 75 calendar. No problem. Not only that, I'm like, turn 77 archery. Hello. Well, there's gonna give him 1 more unit to produce. This is quite hilarious. Yeah, no archery. Oh. Wow.